I have cried in my gym during my workouts. Like I was working out in the middle, I just felt कि यार मुझे ना like I'm feeling something that is happening inside me. I went to the loo, cried my balls out. अभी कोई भी information आपके दिमाग में डाल देंगे, so it will kind of make you or break you, right? Like I'm open to experiences right now. I'm in a position where I think change is inevitable and it will happen for its own good. And if I don't want to control it. There have been months when I made no money. There have been months when I made more money. Overall, if you talk about my happiness and the person that I am right now, it's 10x what I was. I don't know where it will take me. I don't know where I'm heading as well, to be honest, but I know my next steps. My next steps are to make videos, content.
Hello everyone, I am Nisha Khatri and I'm so excited to introduce to you my brand new podcast, Blessing in Breaking. Hi Zorawar.
Hi Nisha.
It's alright, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's very cold today.
It's quite cold.
Just took a little bit of sunbathing outside your terrace.
No, I think because of you, I also got to have a little bit of sun.
Yeah. So vitamin D is good, like I said.
Yeah.
So yes, let's just start the podcast.
All right. No, it was okay. Firstly, I want to really thank you. It was super easy to kind of have you on the podcast. Your energy, though I've only met you once before this, was super gentle, super sweet.
You've been a fan, right? You've been a fan of mine.
I mean, sure, I'll give you that.
Okay, yes.
No, it was super easy to have you on the podcast, and I'm really looking forward for your community to know a very different side of you today. I think you don't really have any other side to you than who you really are.
Yeah, one way or the other you can say that,
Yeah.
but obviously everyone has their own different side. But
Right.
you choose what to show
Right.
on the social media. But yeah, there are different sides to everyone.
Right.
मेरी भी है. We'll get to know some of them today.
Yeah, तो वही plan है आज. So, all right, let's get straight into it, Zorawar. So I think everybody knows who you are, pretty much knows who you are. Yeah, right. So just let us know, like in your own words, who's Zorawar Ahluwalia? What does he do?
So Zorawar Ahluwalia is Zorawar Singh Ahluwalia.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right. A lot of people, because my Instagram handle is Zorawar Ahluwalia, I
Right.
couldn't get Zorawar Singh Ahluwalia because first of all it's too long.
Because I thought that's how maybe you want to call yourself.
No. So it is Zorawar Singh Ahluwalia. I am a Sardar, so Singh is very important for me. Let me give you a little bit of background about me. Born and raised in Ludhiana, Punjab. Schooling in Shimla. Throughout, like from 5th to 12th I was there. Then I came back, so uske baad I did like little bit of Bhedchar, BBA, MBA, Naukri. That was in, like my college was partially in Ludhiana. Then I was, for some period of time I was in Australia as well.
Oh, what did you do there?
You want to get into that?
Little bit.
Okay, let's do. So I was doing my BBA in Ludhiana. And I had studied in a hostel throughout my life, like almost like since 5th. So you know when you are out of your puberty and you're in the hostel, it's a different experience, and that too in a boys' hostel.
Right.
And probably one of the best schools that my parents have had put me in.
Yeah.
So uske baad I came
Bishop
back.
Cotton.
Bishop Cotton, yes. And I came from Bishop Cotton, and then I was suddenly like. I tried in all the colleges. I was trying in Symbiosis, Pune, other colleges and stuff like that.
Sure.
Honestly, I'll tell you what, I was not good in studies. Sports, relatively good. Like,
What did you play?
so, except cricket, मैं सब खेलता था. Because हमारे स्कूल में sports सारी थी. Like, it was a very important aspect of sports being in there. Like, studies so हैं. Like, if you go to normal schools, I don't know back in the day, but I'm talking about, let's say, 90s and 2000s में. Schools really used to focus on studies. There were less schools who used to focus on.
That was a way of life also back then.
So I thank my parents every time. They gave me and my sisters the best schooling possible, and I was in Bishop Cotton, and from class 5th only, I started experiencing all the games that I never did when I was in my hometown. So something like I was really, like when I was young, I was really interested in skateboarding. I had no idea how to do it. My father got me a skateboard. I was one of the.
Did you start with a skateboard? Or did you start with roller skates?
No, I started with never did roller skating.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got my father went to I don't know where he I think he went to Dehradun somewhere. He found a toy shop. वहाँ पे रेड कलर का स्केटबोर्ड मिला. वो मैंने चलाना शुरू करा एंड आई जस्ट हुक्ड ऑन टू इट. आई लाइक ओके मुझे करना है. सो मुझे ना अलग अलग स्पोर्ट्स करना बहुत पसंद था. फॉर सम रीजन आई वांटेड टू ट्राई एवरीथिंग. सो बिशप वाज प्रॉब्ली द बेस्ट प्लेटफॉर्म टू डू दैट. सो क्रिकेट में मेरा इसलिए इंटरेस्ट नहीं था बिकॉज मुझे बहुत बोरिंग लगता था कि फील्डर हो तुम खड़े रहो पूरा टाइम. तो वैसे बॉल आएगी तुम फेंक दोगे. बॉलिंग थोड़ी बहुत ही कर ली है. बैटिंग में भी लाइक इट्स मोस्टली लाइक इट्स लाइक यू बोरिंग राइट. लाइक आई नो इट्स द इंडियन स्पोर्ट. आई लाइक टू वॉच इट समटाइम्स बट I want action.
Right.
Like recently, if you talk about right now, my favorite sport to watch right now is mixed martial arts, like UFC and
Do you play? Do you do MMA?
I've tried doing jiu-jitsu once in America with my sister. She उसने मेरी मार दी थी अच्छी तरह because she is very good at it.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I can just move it. Anyway, so nevertheless, I like action. So basketball was one.
Sure.
I was in the school team. Athletics was another one. I was the high jumper in my batch, so I used to do high jump. Little bit of sprinting. Marathons, not too good. I was not a long runner. Swimming, yes, I was almost like a swimming captain. The reason I say almost is because there was a confusion between when the swimming captaincy happened. But nevertheless, I was good at swimming.
Why La La Land was announced as Oscar Movie of the Year when it was actually.
Oh yeah, yeah. So thoda bahut wahi lगा लो. So yes, so swimming was I was fond of swimming as well. Hockey also was one of my favorites. So and other sports like tennis, table tennis, squash.
And you almost played every
Boxing.
sport then, is it?
Yeah, boxing,
Other than
rock climbing.
cricket.
Other than cricket. मतलब क्रिकेट भी खेला ऐसी बात नहीं है. आई वॉज अ गुड स्पिनर आई रिमेंबर एट वन पॉइंट टाइम. उसके बाद आई जस्ट लॉस्ट माई ट्रैक बट आई ट्राइड एवरीथिंग.
Right.
एंड वहां से पता लग गया कि जोर पढ़ाई में तो नहीं अच्छा, क्रिएटिवली थोड़ा ठीक है और स्पोर्ट्स में थोड़ा बहुत ठीक है. लाइक आई कैन टेक केयर ऑफ माई फिटनेस एंड सब लाइक दैट.
Yeah.
Then 12th finish, just saw everyone doing BBA, MBA, started
Sure.
doing that, went into the bhed chal wala aspect and realized ke then I think let's say fast forward to lockdown. I realized ke let's say tomorrow people were dying around us, right? I mean, I'm sure you know people who were dying around you, and we were seeing news everywhere. And this I had been in the current company where I was working for almost 6 years. Usse pehle I was with another company for 4 years. I had a good span of working. Probably one of the best working that I can, probably the best company that I can work for, and the industry as well. I was in alcobev industry. I mean, what else could I ask for?
Yeah.
Like BBA, MBA khatam kari, I was selling beer here in the market.
Yeah.
And enjoying parties, and it was almost like
It's a dream.
yeah, lifestyle. Like people were like, "Hey, जोर तेरी तो नौकरी सही जगह लगी."
Yeah.
और करना क्या था, पार्टीज करवानी थी यार लोगों को और दारू बेचनी थी.
And पीनी थी.
एंड पीनी भी थी. उस टाइम में मैं पीता भी था. अब मैं बहुत कम हो गया हूँ. So nevertheless, so it was like a perfect situation, and then went into Diageo, worked there for 6 years, and then I was like, "Okay, यार लॉकडाउन हिट हुआ." फिर उसके बाद एंड आई हैड इंस्पिरेशन अराउंड मी. Kusha was a content creator. I had other friends who were content creators, and they were just going up. वो उनका एक level ऊपर जाना शुरू हो रहा था. And I was just watching and I could, okay, this is something that is interesting. And never thought that I'll try, but I featured in a couple of videos, couple videos with her and something or the other. And the ball started rolling, and I was like, okay, this is something that is interesting. Let me try learn editing.
Yeah.
मैंने editing learn करी, and then I was like, okay, this is something.
Why did you learn editing? To take care of your own content.
Yeah, so I wanted to see that if it's doable or not, to be honest. Like if it's feasible, then I did a little bit of water testing. Took out a couple of videos on YouTube. It was like a vlog situation. We were traveling in Goa. Then I did another bike ride in Northeast. in Arunachal. तो मैंने वो भी recorded. That video is like something I'm really proud of. It is probably one of my best works till now, but it is very underrated. But it is something that's close to my heart.
Is it the one where like Kusha's leaving you buy from the lift and the one? Yeah, that's a pretty amazing video. The landscape is beautiful.
Yeah, so that is something. Then
That's Arunachal, is it?
Yeah, I was learning that time, how to shoot video. So if you watch it carefully next time, see how each frames have changed, the music, like so मैंने उसमें बहुत like it took me a month to edit that video, and because I was learning alongside with it. Like मुझे अगर ये चीज नहीं करनी आ रही, I used to go call my friend up and ask him ये कैसे करना है. So did that, and उसके बाद I was like lockdown आया, and I was like यार, to be honest, very simple plain thought, यार कल मर सकते हैं, जो तूने ऐसे ही मरना है. अगर let's say if you die.
Were you fiddling with that idea for some time in your
life? Yeah, I was. That's the reason why I said I want to learn the basics first. And I have a friend of mine who used to give me references. Let's say Peter McKinnon ka reference diya, or Casey Neistat that time. How those guys made videos, and I was learning okay, this is how you get into this space.
Sure.
And I didn't know that I would be making comedy content by the end of the day, but it was just I think pivoted towards it by making content.
Sure.
So YouTube was a little tough, to be honest, because I had no audience over there, and I was just starting afresh. Instagram se mujhe already following aa gayi. There was a spillover from Kusha's followers, and I had probably when I started I already had 30,000 followers.
I also observed that, I think what you kind of pointed out as your journey is something I think we as an audience also saw your journey kind of span out, which was that you were creating couple videos.
Yeah.
And I think people naturally, genuinely liked you. And I think they assumed because the kind of genre she was doing, and you were also part of that sort of genre, that they would expect that from you.
I tell everyone my biggest inspiration was in my house only.
Right.
Because she was around me, and I was only watching her content, how it's made, learning how the process works, and even for consulting her team as well. Like, you think it's feasible for me to do it, you think I'll get my audience. Took a little bit of, answers from them. And then there was one time I was like, Zor, aise to nahi mana, like I said. I was like, leap of faith le le, agar leni hai, and don't look back. And I was like, I want to make I know I can make content now because I did already. And I said I can do it now full time, and put down my papers in my company. They cried. They were like, please don't go. No, I'm just kidding. They were like, fuck off. They were nice. They still in touch.
You would have just said that. I wouldn't have gone and checked it. I would have believed it. And so would have everyone who watched this podcast.
No, I'm still friends with my with the ex company.
But I want to talk about this a little bit, Zorawar, right? That you were a man in 30s, having created a career for you, a very niche career for you. It's also very difficult to get into this industry if you haven't gotten it early, right? And you were in a multinational that too, and it was paying well. Was it paying you enough for you to continue down that road?
Yeah, absolutely. Like Diageo is one of the biggest companies, alcohol manufacturers of the world.
Right.
So I would say decent.
Yeah.
I could have done better if I would have.
Right.
But I was just too lazy, and I was like in my comfort zone.
So was that transition difficult for you? And were there people around you who told you, like, because, everybody gives this advice to somebody in their 20s, it's easy, but you were a married man, you had created this career for yourself, and it does take some balls to kind of like, okay, even if it, of course, it was during a time of COVID, and you could see, okay, that if I don't do this, this can also happen with me. But do you think that made it easier for you? COVID, if it wasn't a COVID year?
So I would say COVID was a little, I would give 30% percentage to COVID.
It pushed you up the edge.
It pushed me like, so there was one saying that I read somewhere. It was very simple and very like 4 words. It was just, if not now, then when? It just stuck to my head. And I like, okay, Zor, if not now, then when? Like, तेरा मन है करने का, but कब करेगा? And I was just asking myself, कब करेगा साले, कब करेगा? And I was like, okay, fuck it, let's just do it right now. Consulted obviously people around me, and they're like, it's doable. And then I didn't look back. It was initially Sorry. So initially, it was little hard because when you're making a certain amount of salary and it's getting debited every month in your account, you have a expense going on. I had my car loan that time going on. I had other expenses, house rent, everything that normal person has, right? And then suddenly it stops. But I had one comfort zone where Kusha's career was picking up, and we were in comfort zone. We discussed, and like, if in case, let's say, there is a little bit of financial uncertainty for a couple of months, I knew she would take care of me, and I would take care of her in any situation. So I had that comfort, but God had bigger plans for us. We bought a house after that, and we moved in over there, and I never looked back after that. And there've been months when I made no money. There've been months when I made more money when I was making in Diageo. But overall, if you talk about my happiness and the person that I am right now, it's 10x what I was there.
Wow.
Like, I've opened up. Like, it's kind of opened up horizons for me in terms of like Geo, yeah, like live your life. If I want to, let's say tomorrow I want to take like a month's vacation, I don't have to ask anyone. I will go and do that. Like, if I want to do
That's
it,
a dream.
yeah, that's a dream. And come back, work more, earn more money, and then get back at it. The point is, when it comes to life, I only want to focus on the next steps right now. Not look at the bigger picture. That मुझे ये बनना है, मुझे वो बनना है. That will happen eventually. That is there in the manifestation chart. That will happen. But right now, it's just focus on your next steps. Let's say my next step is making videos every day or working on my content every day. So सिर्फ उस पे focus करो, and the other thing will happen by itself.
You manifest?
Absolutely. Every day, twice a day.
Tell me your process.
So अभी तो कभी so honestly, sometimes I get lazy and I don't do it because
We
it's
all do.
yeah, because थोड़ा process तो है, ठीक है. So I'll tell you my process.
Easy. Working on yourself and easy is also work only.
Exactly.
Like the easier option is also work.
So distractions, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, phone, right?
Yeah.
As soon as I get up, either I take my phone or I
ये एक मैंने आदत सुधार ली है. ये नहीं करती हूँ मैं. 1 घंटे तक तो नहीं करती हूँ. सोने वाला is like a battle I continuously do. Like सोने से पहले वाला is this. Like I've gotten addicted to watching Friends. So I started doing it as a tribute to Matthew Perry बीच में अभी when he passed away. And then I've gotten addicted. I was like यार ये तो मेरे को show बहुत पसंद था, मैंने क्यों छोड़ा देखना,
You haven't watched it like?
I have like बहुत बार देखा है मैंने, बहुत reruns करे हैं, but like बीच में फिर छोड़ दिया because और content आ गया.
No, because if you didn't have like watched Friends, then I would have.
No, are you mad? Like no, of course, no. But like I realized that dude, the show is so good. So अब वो सोने से पहले ना मुझे एक वो episode सोते सोते देखने की आदत पड़ गई है. But yeah, morning वाला thing I've changed.
So you were talking about my process.
Yes.
Manifestation का process ये है कि सुबह उठो, phone को मत छू, आंखें बंद रखो, and just think of what you want in life. Let's say I want a vacation, which is there.
Where do you wanna go?
यार, so
Jinx है ना अभी.
ये jinx को तो मैं believe नहीं करता. Like jinx is something that doesn't even I think bother me, to be honest. It's all in the mindset. But so the thing is, and it's like manifestation. अभी थोड़े दिन पहले मैंने ना एक वीडियो डाली कि I'm going to buy Crocs.
I saw that.
And I swear my friend came to me like, bro, this is like ये तो तूने पक्का पैसे लिए हैं, ये brand it was all planned. This is like you making people बेवकूफ कि तूने Crocs की पहले तेरे से बात होगी. I was like, no bro, here is the message. Here is when I put my story and ये date है उनकी. मतलब you can check it. And it was very real. And I know it's very easy for a influencer to say कि हमने एक story डाल दी और वो brand ने reach out कर. But I want to believe in the magic यार. क्यों ना believe करूँ मैं?
Yeah.
Like what's harm in it? So the magic is like you think that you've already gotten it.
So where is your vacation? Tell me.
यार मैं already होके वहाँ पे मुझे ना वहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा लग गया है वहाँ पे Thailand.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
Because that is 3 hours away from us.
Yeah.
I can go to Bali also. I can do other.
Bali's far, no?
Yeah, Bali is like 7-8 hours. They don't have a direct flight. I think.
It's a hassle to go to Bali.
Yeah, so it is a little bit of hassle. यहाँ वहाँ पे I think यहाँ पे like I like to go. I went with Kusha only last year to Phuket and really enjoyed it. I'm like, this is a place I want to live.
Really?
Yeah.
That nice.
यार एक तो बात, have you been to Thailand?
I have not.
I'll tell you what. Food is like mind-blowing. I'm not talking about restaurant food. I'm talking
I'm
about
a vegetarian.
doesn't matter. Even vegetarian food. I hope.
Thanks.
But है food है वहाँ पे. Like the food is like I'm talking about myself. ना तो तेरे को मैं बाद में convince कर दूँगा.
Okay.
But yeah, I should have started with something else.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's the podcast about you.
Yeah.
Please go.
So food is like beyond it, and I'm talking about street food.
Yeah.
मेरे friend ने एक 100 बात का सूप लिया. We couldn't even finish it, and it was so yummy.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking, just give you a small example.
Sure.
So we were there for 15 days, 13 days. उससे पहले I was there with Kusha for also like 13, 15 days or whatever. So I've been there like multiple times, and I just feel like it's like I want to make this a home. Not a primary home, like a second home that I can go in it. Yeah, so it's very close to India. अगर मुझे कुछ चाहिए भी India से, like if I have some work that comes up, some project comes up, let's say.
Are you really planning to?
So the holiday that I'm planning to do in Feb is I'm kind of just saying it out loud. It's for 2 months.
I hope it happens for you, man.
Yeah, I hope it does. So it's 2 months where I want to learn. It's not a vacation. It's this new term that
Vacation?
no. It's a traincation.
Please
Elaborate.
Yes. Enlighten me.
Yeah, so traincation is where I'll be doing training of Muay Thai in Thailand.
What's that?
Muay Thai is mixed martial arts. One of the mixed martial arts ka
Wow.
one art. So Muay Thai is Thailand ka like fighting.
Are you gonna come back as Tiger Shroff too?
Not at all. I'm going there for fitness and not to learn like Muay Thai. Obviously, I will learn, but it's more about having a regime and
Sounds wonderful though.
not going on a vacation where I eat all day
Yeah,
and rest all day and get massages. वो नहीं होने वाला. Because Thailand का like mine and Kusha's favorite to be honest. बाप रे, we took like twice a day. हम वहाँ पे body rejuvenation and this massages we used to get. So their food. Massages. I'm not talking about the naughty ones. I mean, that is people go there for.
I didn't think you were.
Yeah, I mean that's. I don't.
I mean, if you were with Kusha, you obviously weren't taking naughty massages.
Yeah,
I mean,
obviously not. I mean that is there in Thailand, but I want people to look beyond it. Okay, so food, training, rest, which is recovery, again massages, and people.
people are nice.
I'll tell you why people are nice. Okay, I've seen the difference. I've traveled to Europe, I've traveled to America, I've traveled to Australia, I've traveled to quite a lot of parts in the world, and I've seen one way or the other, brown skin की इतनी इज्जत नहीं है. Like even if you go to Europe,
Yeah.
They'll be like, okay, they'll say hi or whatever. But what I think is Southeast Asia में, especially Thailand, has so much respect for tourism. So they see beyond the skin, I think. And even if you like pay like 100 baht to someone, which is like $200 in India, they will be very polite. I'm not saying even if you pay only, then you'll get respect.
Yeah.
Even if you're not paying, if you're meeting someone in the streets or having food on the street, the amount of respect that you'll get over there is probably more than you might get in any other country.
Never heard such nice things about Thailand from anyone. You literally sound like you're in love with that place.
I am. I mean, you can sit on the beach all day, relax and do.
I've been meaning to go though.
Yeah,
I think you've convinced
I'll
me.
plan your trip for sure.
I'm reaching out to you.
And
for
Koh
sure.
Samui is now one of my favorite.
Did you attend the full moon parties there? How was it?
I was so I'll tell you what full moon party का ये था that I was expecting it to be very bad, but it was good. I thought that there will be 20,000 people. There were a lot of people. There were a lot of people, enjoying the drinks and dancing. The
Yeah.
whole, मतलब
Yeah.
crowd था, but it was not like it was not unorganized crowd, or they were not.
I understand your urge to control the words.
Yeah.
To name the crowd, whatever.
Yeah, they were not misbehaving in any way or the other. Everyone was nice and everyone was enjoying their own vibe and around that area.
Yeah.
So if you're okay with a little bit of crowd but good music, like I like electronic music. Like my jam is like electronic music, and they had like 7-8 DJs around, all playing different genres of
Any
it.
good lineup or just
No, not good
regular
lineup wasn't known, but they were playing very good music. Whatever your choice was,
I think if you're on a damn beach, like in a full moon, and I think that's good enough in itself.
yeah,
right?
exactly. So whatever rings your bell है, जो चीज तुम्हें खुश, अब मुझे मान ले ऑस्ट्रेलिया की सर्फिंग एक दिन पसंद आ जाए, मान ले, I will go to Australia and do that, right? I will not hold myself. So अगर मुझे थाईलैंड का मुझे खाना पसंद आ गया, लोग पसंद आ गए, मुझे वहाँ की रिजुनोवेशन पसंद आ गई है, मुझे वहाँ का मुई थाई पसंद आ गया है, like I want to go and train, I'll go there.
I really hope it happens for you. I'll
Yeah.
manifest that for you.
Even if it doesn't happen right now, it will happen later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is something that I want to make like a go-to holiday.
So that allows, this content creation has allowed you that space to do best with your time and with your life.
Yeah, so it's kind of made me free. Like I don't live for weekends anymore. I met my old company friends and I was just talking to them and I told them I don't live for long weekend. मुझे पता भी नहीं था कि Monday, Tuesday कब है. And I don't want to focus on that. I mean that's fine. I mean I know when exactly Monday, Tuesday is, but I'm just saying I don't focus on that.
Yeah.
If tomorrow, day after, I feel like to go and meet my parents for a couple of days in Chandigarh, I'll take Maya in the car and go and meet them for a couple of days and then come back. If my mom is missing me, I'll go and meet her. Although she calls me every day.
Your folks are here?
My parents are in Chandigarh, in Zorawar to be precise. That is close to Chandigarh. So they stay there. They have another house in Solan. So if it's too hot, they come down. No, if it's too hot, they go up in the hills. And if it's too cold, they come down to Zorawar. So that's like 2 hours away.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I go meet them if I...
So, like I see a lot of people, even on podcasts and interviews, if you see these there, I see a lot of people saying, Acha, what would be your advice to a 20-year-old entering a profession? Let's say whatever the guest is from the... Any profession, let's say, I don't know if you, I don't want to name podcasts here, but, let's say whoever is the guest, right? Like if it's an actor from a restaurant business or EV or whatever, right? Like they'll ask you, what's your advice for a 20-year-old? But I want to ask, what's your advice for a 30-year-old having worked for 10 years and wanting to enter the space of content creation because it's so available to us now. And like you said, right, you were inspired by everyone around you and you saw their career, kind of like taking that climb. So if a 30-year-old is watching you, and I think a 30-year-old will relate to you more, right? What would be your piece of advice? Like, because we're not living in COVID year per se now. So we don't really have something that, that push which we need. Now life is as mundane as everyday work life is, maybe more so, right? So what would be your piece of advice?
So I think when you were in your 30s and let's say basic example, that person is already working in a corporate job or whatever. If he's liking that job, then that's good enough because we've been taught and we've been kind of programmed in such a way that, salary is something that is very important and,
stability.
Yeah, stability, and you have your life where, you are, you have to take care of certain amount of people. So 30s में थोड़ा सा change करना मुश्किल होता है. Because you have a lot of responsibilities, but if those responsibilities are managed like how I did, I asked my partner that if I take a little bit of hit in financial, then can we, kind of take care of each other, and that was fine for me. But if those things are taken care of, I would anytime, I mean for 30s, 40s, any person, even for 20s for that matter, I will say, and I've heard this everywhere, I'm sure you have also, and 100 people have said it already, do something that you love. That is as simple as that. Like it is like find something that you have interest in, and 20s is I think mostly where you can try a lot of other things. So let's say you try 10 different things and you can cross out what is not, is not good for you.
No, I really like that advice also because, I think it's really rooted in reality, which is that you had a partner who could financially take care of that. And I think it's super important because if you have bills to pay or not, they are taken care of. I don't think so you will be able to do justice to your passion as well.
Exactly.
But it's important to take...
Because I had to be stress-free and, like I had to be like free in terms of writing ideas and making content because if I had that pressure on me, it would have been very tough for me.
You were actually telling me that why did you go to Australia?
Why?
And then...
कहाँ चले गए? So Australia का ये था कि BBA करी, BBA के बाद BBA कर रहा था. I felt like I can't do this. I can't study in Ludhiana anymore. This town is not for me. I was in a very okay college and I was like I have to go. I started looking out कि मुझे बाहर कैसे निकलना है because I've never stayed in home, so मैंने बोला I need to get out of this system. So I talked to a couple of my school friends who were in Australia. Half of them were doing culinary school. They were in culinary school.
Sure. Is that a thing in Punjab?
It is.
It is, right?
Kind of, but Australia उस time पे they had.
I don't want to generalize.
No, I know you're not, but there were two bifurcations when you had to go to Australia. There were two actually career paths that you could choose.
Hotel management.
Hotel management, culinary,
Yeah.
chef
Yeah.
was one side, and the other was CPA, Chartered Professional Accounting. मेरे को पता नहीं क्यों लगा कि मैं CPA कर सकता हूँ. अच्छा, to give you a little bit of background of my maths is very poor. ठीक है, I'm not ashamed to say it. मेरी बुरी है.
Likewise, my
ठीक है,
friend.
मैं कैलकुलेटर यूज कर लूंगा चुपचाप. मेरी एक्सेल बहुत लोगों से अच्छी होगी. Sorry, I'm just gonna get a little more comfortable.
Please do.
Yes. So मैथ्स मेरी इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, एक्सेल मेरी अच्छी है. So CPA is all maths that I didn't know. मैंने एडमिशन ले ली कॉलेज में पापा के उस टाइम.
That's Australia.
या पापा के पास पैसा था. पापा ने बोला जाओ बेटा जी लो अपनी जिंदगी, यहाँ पे तुमसे नहीं हो रहा. I left that college after a year and a half when I was doing my BBA. Went to Australia, started studying over there. पहला trimester हुआ. Out of 7 subjects, I failed in 7. Then और ऐसा हुआ था. I remember I came back for holidays. Like मैं फेब में वापस जनवरी में वापस आया था. I was there since March or something. Like I was there like good 6-8 months or 9 months or whatever.
Yeah.
काम भी करा वहाँ. अच्छा वहाँ पे जो मैंने काम करा, by God, I did door-to-door selling.
Oh wow.
At that time, I was like a full-fledged Sardar, turban, this long beard.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like a full-fledged Sardar. I used to get up 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, do my part, take a shower, like full religious good bacha wala Sardar. ठीक है. Or like I've seen that aspect of my life as well, where I like was dating a girl.
Yeah.
Who kind of pivoted me towards religion, and I don't regret it at all, but I learned a lot from it. And so imagine doing door-to-door selling, studying in a
And a beautiful religion to learn from also.
Absolutely, yes. Then going to Gurdwara like every week. वहाँ तो हम चलो लंगर खाने जाते थे because it was free food. But yeah, I mean, we used to go to Gurdwara, and rest was working in call center and doing college. With that as well.
Yeah.
And no flirting over there because I was committed that time. So मैंने ऑस्ट्रेलिया में बिल्कुल फन ही नहीं करा.
Oh shit.
बस पढ़ाई करी, ये करा, and 6-8 months के बाद, और पढ़ाई भी कहाँ ही हो रही है.
Yeah.
7 तो सब्जेक्ट में मैं फेल था. So I came back. And honestly मैं अपना सामान छोड़ के आया था वहाँ पे कि मैं जा रहा हूँ वापस नेक्स्ट सेमेस्टर के लिए. रिजल्ट आ गया तो पता लगा. And I was also dating this girl in India, and Papa was like, रिजल्ट आ गया, वापस जाना है.
Wow.
He's like, वहाँ सामान. मैंने बोला वो हो जाएगा सॉर्ट, मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं वहाँ पे, वो कर लेंगे. And he's like, अब क्या करेगा? I'm like, okay, can I go back to the same college that I was there before?
Yeah.
He spoke to the principal, headmaster, whatever, जो मुझे,
Yeah.
and he was like with open arms.
Yeah.
Because schooling अच्छी थी मेरी.
Yeah.
The college was also good. So they took me back, and I finished my BBA. So I came to Delhi, did MBA. The college I'm not gonna say कि मैंने कहाँ से करा.
I know the college.
Okay, so let's keep it hush hush because it's not. It was beyond I am. So I'm just gonna.
It's all right, man. It's all right. I think we've established that academics was not the route for you, so it's all right.
क्योंकि वो वाली MBA में फ्री लैपटॉप मिलता था और एक यूरोप का ट्रिप मिलता था, और मेरे दोस्त वहीं पे थे. तो मैंने बोला यहीं से कर लेते यार, इससे बेटर क्या ही हो सकती है. तो मैंने फिर MBA कर ली. फिर पता लगा कि MBA की डिग्री वैलिड नहीं है. फिर उसके बाद like MBA के बाद मुझे नौकरी मिल गई. I started working for a beer company.
Dude, my cheeks hurt. I've not laughed this much in our podcast. It's supposed to be a serious podcast.
So blessing can be positive and funny also.
Right.
So yes.
It's funny only. Pain is funny. Trauma is funny only after a while.
So yeah, see, ups and downs होते रहेंगे life में.
Yeah.
The crux is that, and the thing is, you gotta enjoy every moment. Yeah. I mean,
I want to talk about this a little bit. Like you were from like Ludhiana, right? And then you were in Bishop Cotton's. You know, surprisingly, I've had 3 guests guys who've done their schooling in Shimla. I've had 3 guests now on this podcast. So Shimla seems to be a common point of conversation. So, but they have wonderful things to say about Shimla though. But since you were from a small town, then you again went to a small town. Like, how did that shape your early years as childhood? How different you were back then to who you are now?
यार टू बी ऑनेस्ट आई थिंक ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं, बट आई थिंक थोड़ा सा ना एक स्मॉल टाउन सिंड्रोम रहता है, which I've
Tell me about that.
this syndrome I've only kind of made it in my own head. I think when you're in a small town, you look up to people who are in big town. So let's say Ludhiana versus Delhi. I might get a little bit of hate like because of this, because I'm not saying they look up to Delhi people. They have their own. Ludhiana people have their own. Small town people have their own. Let's make it. Small town people have their own vibe and culture and kind of.
Yeah, guys, please don't come after Zorawar.
Own things.
It is a tier 2 and tier 1 city.
Let's say that. But एक थोड़ा सा ना कंपटीशन रहता था कि अगर मेरा दिल्ली का दोस्त है ना, अगर उसने डाला गुच्ची, मैं डालूंगा लुई वुइटन, या मैं मतलब कोई भी ब्रांड व्हाटएवर, यू नो, व्हिचएवर इज मोर एक्सपेंसिव. सो एक वो थोड़ा सा ना रहता था कि एंड यार पंजाब में पैसा बहुत है. पंजाब में क्या मतलब स्मॉल टाउन में भी पैसा मतलब दबके बहुत है यार. दिल्ली में तो चलो है ही, बट आई थिंक वहाँ पे बड़ी बड़ी कोठियाँ एंड एवरीथिंग इज लाइक लैविश एंड यू हैव लाइक full set of cars that you have, and the amount of money that these guys have, and no amenities to less amenities to kind of pump into. Let's say if I wanna go on a racetrack and drive my Ferrari, where can I do it? Not in Punjab, like not in small towns.
Yeah.
But I can do it in Delhi.
Yeah.
So उससे अब उनको ना उससे like there is syndrome where you kind of compare yourself and you say कि मुझे तो उनसे तो बड़ा ही करना है. So एक वो थोड़ा syndrome था. My friend is studying in Delhi, तो मैं तो फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाके पढ़ के आऊँ.
Also because you could.
Yeah, that time I could.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so it is there in small town, but small towns का best part है that everyone knows everyone. That is also the worst part also.
Everybody's business, your business.
No, so let's say if you're roaming around with someone, so वहाँ पे news बहुत जल्दी फैलती है. But if you need help, वहाँ पे सब help करने भी जल्दी आएंगे. So there is like something.
The sense of community is stronger.
There is sense of unity वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा strong है. So अब पता नहीं कैसे, because I've left small town almost a decade or maybe more than that. Things might have changed. But any small town, the smaller town you go, I've traveled on my bike to remote locations like where, you know, I went to Arunachal, Leh Ladakh, and Spiti, all these places. The amount of quality people that I've met over there is beyond. Like, there's one guy, I got stuck in Northeast, me and my friend, we were both alone in mud that was like this deep, knee deep mud.
Yeah.
And honestly, we had no clue how to get out of it, no network, and just stuck. This guy came, we called him Ronaldo because he looked like a DC version of Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Very smart guy, taxi driver, was getting some labor back in his Maruti van. Opened up his van dicky, took out his seat belt, unbuckled it, whatever. He opened it up,
Sure.
towed our bike, and took us back to the town.
Wow.
And this guy is still in my phone contact, although I have not contacted with him, but I keep asking my friend who's in touch with him because उसकी bike थी जो खराब हो गई. And मतलब वो छाप छोड़ गया, like out of nowhere, didn't take any money, just helped us for at least an hour and a half, towed our bike and helped us and just went away. Next day I got up in the morning, bought like toys for his children, went to his house, had a little bit of breakfast in his house.
That's so nice.
And I just like, I can't take these people out of my head because you know, you get to know you. When you're sitting in one comfort zone in your house, you don't get to experience the other things.
Also, these are such humbling moments for you as a human being to realize that, dude, like there's more to life, and this is actually being means, you know, and just so free spirited this guy sounds to me that he didn't take money from you, and for an hour and a half of manual help, right?
And I actually shot that also when I was doing my Northeast vlog, but I didn't post it. I have that.
And why didn't you post it?
Something that
personal to you.
Something that is, I mean, I saw it in another movie. What was that movie called? Secret Life of Alterity. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen it.
So there's this one dialogue that he says in the end, uh, and he says that there's some moment that I want to keep for myself. He's shooting this panther or mountain
Yeah.
lion or something
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you know you hardly get a shot of it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not shooting this, just want to keep it for myself.
Right.
So वो एक वैसा moment I just kept it for myself and I was like you know that's deep down there with me
Right.
and I'll always so if when it comes to helping out I will okay want to get this clear for people who are above me in terms of let's say when I was working or you know in hierarchy I'm saying I might give them respect I might not I might be blunt with them I will you know probably give them as much love as much as they will give me.
Sure.
So probably you know, that's the line.
Sure.
But anybody who's less fortunate than me, anybody who's below me, like for not below me, but I put it in the right way.
Right.
You know how are we?
No, I mean anybody who's underprivileged than you, and
Yes.
you're in a better position to help
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah. So मेरा एक ये फंडा लाइफ में anyone who is less fortunate than me, I will give my love and support to them no matter what. Because that is where you get the real meaning of life for me. I mean, I get pleasure out of it, to be honest. How do I say this? I might have not spoken to my CEO nicely or not nicely, but casually मैंने उनसे बात करेगी. But for anyone who had reported it to me, I made sure that I am their best friend. And till now, whoever's worked with me, I mean, I've made sure that
Is that a conscious effort, Zorawar, you make at your end to make people?
It is that feel for people who are less unfortunate or who are less blessed in a way than what you have.
And that's
how you
make life of yours and people around
Yeah, exactly. So you know, घर से ही कर लो शुरू यार. If you have help at home and they want to take a leave or they want to go out or do some, उनको कुछ खाना ही खाना है अगर if you order food for them. I have my guard who is down in our building who loves me like crazy. I have my didi who works in my house who loves me like crazy unconditionally, and this is like the least I can do. This is that something that I really want people to do. That, for example, let's say the gym I go to. So gym people said कि sir हमारे लिए post कर दो. ठीक है, they didn't say. I'm just saying. Let's say they said कि sir हमारे लिए post कर दो. But I'm paying money over there. I'm paying my yearly fees. And I know gym people are like that's a corporate, right? I will say no. मैं नहीं करूँगा आपके लिए फ्री में पोस्ट और मैं स्टोरी डालूंगा आपके लिए कि मैं यहाँ पे वर्कआउट करूँ. बट इफ ट्रेनर कम्स एंड टेल्स मी कि सर मैं पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग भी देता हूँ, मुझे आप मेरे लिए कुछ पोस्ट कर दो ना, आई विल नेवर से. आई विल ऑलवेज.
Wow. I mean, it's very obvious that you are operating from a place of service.
Yeah.
I think your life is lived in service, Zorawar, and I think that's such a wonderful message to give as well. That like full-time job or content creation or like whatever different facets of life we live, we make ourselves so big in our head. Eventually, the reason we are brought on this planet is beyond what we do for a livelihood.
Yeah.
And you get it out of service.
Yeah.
Service humbles you.
That is what I think Sikhism has kind of taught
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
when it comes to that. So I think a lot of my base was made over there. Not that I go out of the way and do it. Not that I'm going to certain communities and doing giving my money and making some donation or the other. I'm not telling people to do that. Like this one thing that I always pictured myself telling in one of the podcasts is this only, that we should help each other out.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying कि सबको help करो या जिसको आप कर सकते हो.
Yeah.
Like don't go out of the way. At least start at your own home. You'll
Yeah.
find everyone.
Yeah.
I'm not saying कि गाड़ी में बैठे हो and let's say if an unfortunate person comes and asks for money, start giving them. वो भी मत करो. Go take a little step back. अपने घर पे शुरू करो. Like you have any clothesline, give it to someone who
Yeah.
needs it.
Yeah.
And it's not that.
And kindness is addictive, right?
Yeah.
Like the way you were kind to me. I mean, if
It will carry on.
it will carry on. And also, like, if I ever make anything out of this podcast or anything of my life, like this is obviously a passion project. I have a life beyond this as well. Like, but when you receive kindness from someone, you are so humbled by it, and you never forget it. And you want to be a little more like that person who was kind to you, and this is how it goes on in the world, right?
Like to be honest, the mall that I go to where my gym is,
Yeah.
all the guards who go over there, I meet everyone. I say hello to everyone. I smile, and when they say namaste, I always ask them, "How are you? कैसे हो?"
And that's the least we can do. Yeah.
Small things.
Small
but
things.
ये मुझे इस चीज में मुझे खुशी मिलती है, and I kind of just.
Oh, that's wonderful, Zorawar, and thank you
That
for
was-
sharing that with us. Of course.
थोड़ी सेंटी हो गया मैं। आगे बढ़ते हैं।
No, can I get you some tissues? You're good. Some cookies. We still have the cookies.
Maybe.
Okay. How's it going for you? Like the entire process of content creation, and now that you've started, and it's been a couple of years for you, and you've done fairly well. People know you in that space now, and you're enjoying that space more than anything else. Like, is that something you wish to continue now? I hate answering this question, so I'm not going to ask you, okay, what are your 5-year plan? I hate that question
I
so
will
much.
get them and leave.
No.
Because मैंने corporate
No.
इसलिए छोड़ा था, because हर interview
we
में
want we want you here, so I'm not asking the question, but like what I do want you to answer is that where do you definitely want to kind of take this further? Do you still want to continue doing it, or you're gonna see it as it goes?
Okay, so I don't know where it'll take me. I don't know where I'm heading as well, to be honest. But I know my next steps. My next steps are to make videos, content as regular as I can. Sorry, as regular as I can. Probably every day. So I know my small steps that are my next steps. I know that कि video रोज बनाना है, make content, work on it, learn. I don't know which direction then it will pivot to, because now when
Yeah.
you become a content creator, it can go to probably 6-7
Yeah.
directions. You
Yeah.
can go in acting. You can go.
Is that a thought for you?
That is a thought,
because everyone
but
around you is.
yeah, that is a thought. But it's not like I'm saying no to anything. Like, I'm open to experiences right now. I'm in a position where I think change is inevitable, and it will happen for its own good. And if I don't want to control it, but I will not say no to anything. If tomorrow you say, Zor, एक podcast शुरू करना है तेरे साथ. Sorry, I gave this example because it was easy for me.
Let me just sleep on this idea now.
No, I'm just saying. So let's say you say,
Yeah.
Zor, let's do a biking tour for 7
So
days.
you're open for everything.
I'm not gonna say no to
I think that's
anything.
amazing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
so
such an
wherever it
amazing
takes me,
idea.
at least I'll get start knowing things that I don't enjoy, and I'll cross them out and then move on from it.
Wow.
So let's say if I do,
That's wonderful that you look at life like that.
yeah, I mean, यार वैसे ही देखना पड़ेगा. There's no option. I mean,
Yeah.
either like, I also believe that when people say, I heard this in a reel.
Dude, reel is the new school.
Yeah, I mean, it's you said in the right word. It is the new school, because the type of content you start consuming, it gives you more, right?
Yeah.
So whenever you go in a dark space, and let's say you saw something that you can connect to, let's say anything motivational, right?
Yeah. Like that algorithm wants you to heal.
Yeah, and you start learning from it, and algorithm can work in your favor as
Yeah.
well. I mean,
Yeah.
the way you kind of treat. तो मेरे में तो बहुत variety आती है. There's DJ, because I keep sharing DJ memes to my friend,
Yeah.
because he's a DJ. Then there are some that alpha male energy also going on. Not the negative.
The toxic.
One. No, not the toxic
Yeah.
one. It's about alpha male in a way that we both friends have to kind of make it. हम सारे
Yeah.
बैठेंगे एक दिन दुबई घूमेंगे. Like, I keep sharing that kind of stuff to my friends to motivate them. कि at least friend में कोई तो अच्छे पैसे कमा ले कि एक दूसरे का ख्याल रख लेंगे. So that is the main idea, and
Yeah.
I mean, so when you're in a dark space,
Yeah.
it's easy to feed yourself with whatever you want. So at that point of time, I think you're
You were telling me a quotation from Instagram, reel.
yeah. So कौन सी वाली थी? Yeah. So yeah, the reel was when people say it's not that simple. Like, a lot of people will tell you, like, if you ask them, okay, how did you overcome this? How do you become this? How did you do that? How did you manage that? They'll always say, okay, it's not that simple, but मैंने कर लिया, right? So actually, it is the opposite. If you take a little step back in retrospect and see
Yeah.
whatever problem you have,
Yeah.
it is that simple.
Yeah.
It is very simple, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's either choice A
Yeah.
or choice B.
Yeah.
For example, like we were talking earlier,
Yeah.
For example, I'm in a dark space right now. That's it. Assuming I'm in a dark space. Now I can either, choice A is either listen to let's say motivation speeches or how to bring myself back. If you want to get schooling right now, the schooling is open. You can go to YouTube, you can search anything you want, and it will help you one way or the other. So when it comes to being in a dark space and in pain or whatever, you're not in the right mood set, it's very easy for you to make that choice. A, you uplift yourself. B, you go in that dark space, sit in that dark room, listen to sad songs, and
Make it worse.
make it worse.
Yeah.
Or take time to process or
Right.
whatever is happening. Let's say.
Right.
So I think if you forecast and you see yourself कि नहीं यार मुझे अपने आप को ऐसा देखना है, so I think it's easy.
Yeah.
It's like we had that movie, right? Matrix, red pill, blue pill. So you choose your pill.
Yeah.
And you then don't look back and just and it's not like every day is going to be good.
Yeah.
There are days that you're going to be bad. There are
Yeah.
days that you will feel
Yeah.
down, but then you uplift yourself again the next day.
No, definitely, man. And I love the way you have articulated this, right? Like, it is that simple. Actually, it can be that simple. I like to frame it that way because pain is inevitable, right? What we were discussing earlier as well. Suffering is what you choose. And you can choose to suffer every day. Like, something has happened, but it has happened now.
देखिए यार पेन दोनों में है.
Yeah.
ठीक है?
Yeah, actually.
Choice A, choice B, दोनों
Yeah.
पेन है. Now you choose your pain.
Yeah.
Both are hard. ठीक
Both
है?
are hard.
Choose your heart.
Yeah.
You want to sit
Choose
in the
your
room and listen to
Yeah.
songs that will put you down or things that will put you down, and it's very easy to be that person who can become
Be
the
a
victim.
victim.
Yeah, exactly. Be the victim के यार मेरे and you'll get sympathy and you'll get empathy.
And it doesn't take away, when you say like, don't be a victim, it doesn't take away that what you've gone through is not legit, that your pain isn't real, or that it's not heartbreaking, or it's not.
Yeah, other thing that also kind of moved me. There were 100 quotes that moved me from these from the back.
They say like words are like, pen is mightier than sword, and I so believe in it.
Yeah.
Like, pen is like, words can actually like shift your
I
perspective.
heard that someone said again in a reel or a podcast or whatever that no one's coming to save you.
No one's coming. No one's
You
coming.
have to save yourself.
Yeah, no one's coming.
Not your parents, not your friends, not anyone. If you don't save yourself,
Yeah.
बाहर वाले जितना मर्जी try कर लें, they can't.
I'm a big fan of Jay Shetty, and Jay Shetty was asked.
People said I look like him.
Oh, dude, yeah, you do a little bit.
My eyes are like him. My
Listen, think a little bit more about you and I doing a podcast together.
मेरा dandruff दिख गया. Sorry.
I mean, think a little bit more about you and I doing a podcast together, since you look like Jay Shetty. No, you do actually a little bit. You have a resemblance. So anyway, like he's like one of my favorite podcasters in the world, and he said this one thing that he was asked this question: that what was your biggest learning this year? He's like that. It's like, what was the hardest pill for you to swallow? He's like that. No one's coming to save me, or no one's coming to make my career. Or no one's coming in general. So no one's coming. Dude, like if you've gone through something, no one is taking away from your pain, but getting better is your work. Like, both are there. You want to choose joy every day, that's also there. You want to choose misery every day, that's also there. So, and it's an everyday choice. It's not that, okay, today I've chosen joy, tomorrow I'm just gonna be like this happy-go-lucky girl, and or Zorawar is just like this happy-go-lucky guy, and he just look. No, it's a choice you make every damn day.
First of all, you can't be happy throughout your life. You can't be happy 7 days in a week.
And what is happiness actually?
It is an emotion that will come. Even sadness is an emotion. Even heartbreak is an emotion. Like, all these things are emotions and phases of your life that will come. You just have to go through it.
Yeah.
That is what life is.
Go through it and grow through it.
And grow through it. I mean, yeah, I like that better. I mean, grow through it.
Quote me later, okay?
Yes.
That I heard on Blessing and Breaking.
And I'll quote you in when we start our podcast together.
As Nisha used to say.
Yes, Nisha used to say. No, you'll be the co-host, bro.
Alright, as Nisha says.
As Nisha says. Nisha, क्या कहती थी तू? Grow. Okay.
Right, no. Well, I think we wrapped this one nicely.
Yeah.
So you have like done some amazing work on health, right? And results are impressive. Like, I'll give you that compliment. So please accept my congratulations. Sure, I think our female audience would really love that.
अभी तो दिवाली और न्यू ईयर्स का जो अभी फैट चढ़ा हुआ है मेरे ऊपर वो तो बियॉन्ड है.
But well, of course, you've gone through this journey of fitness, right? And you and I were talking about vitamins earlier in the day and supplements, and how like there's so many things we didn't even know. We just didn't know better that there is beyond life without diet and workout, and you have to take care of.
Here, how I will put this is that I'll clip when you're mentally not fine. Like let's say you're not happy, or you're not able to kind of fix it, and you physically also you're not fine. I think what I realized throughout my journey of last 2 years working out is that they both are connected, and they both are connected very, like, I would say, evidently, in a way where if I am not feeling fine, if I just go and do like a half an hour walk outside, मैं वॉक के 20 से 25 मिनट के टाइम पे ना, like whenever 20 minute mark or whatever, I was smiling to myself for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
Walks are cathartic.
And in between I was making fun of walks. I'm like, fuck you walk, तूने मुझे मेरा mood ठीक कर दिया.
So, Zorawar, now that you've done this for yourself, you've arrived at a healthier place in your life. I mean, health is a constant conversation, right? How do you look at health now? Like, what does it mean to you other than, of course, just the physical aspect of it?
I think how I looked at health previously and how I look at health now, they are two separate things. पहले ये होता था कि यार एक गोल बनाया कि 10 kgs lose करना है, और muscle gain करना है, whatever the goal is, and go to the gym and achieve that. Now I realize it's not that. It is supposed to become like a part of your daily ritual.
Yeah.
ठीक है? It's not about you getting to a certain target. It's not about you feeling pumped. It's about feeling better about yourself as well. It is just that something that you want to do it like every day, because your brain will talk you out of it. Your brain will say कि yeah, अभी ठंड भी हो गई है, सुबह bed.
There's this constant voice in your head, which is like your best friend, actually.
Yeah, so I learned this, that any decision that you're trying to make, do like a countdown. Like you want to go for a walk, bed में बैठे हो, ठंड लग रही है, ठीक है, you warm inside your bed, just do 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1, get up and go.
Okay, so give yourself a countdown to do that thing. Oh, okay, I'll try that.
And then don't think.
Right.
Till the time you are at that spot where you're already, like, let's say you're going out for a walk or in the gym or whatever.
Right.
And then just do it, aankh band karke, and believe me, when you come out of it, like once you're coming back home, you will be a different person. I experience this every day.
I had this in this podcast from this guy, I think Chris Wells is his name. I'm most probably getting the name wrong, but he said that, the most important relationship in your life is a relationship with yourself. And the most important respect you have to give to anybody is to yourself. And how do you give yourself respect is, and how do you respect yourself is, and that's where self-esteem and confidence comes, when you love and respect yourself, when you respect your word. So let's say if you said that you're going to get up tomorrow at 5 a.m. and if you don't get up and you snooze it, and then you're like, fuck it, from tomorrow, right? Like, and if you keep doing that, then you don't respect yourself. So when you don't respect yourself, then you're like, then your dreams don't matter, because even if you dream, you're not going to show up for your dreams. So yeah, I think
it becomes a habit then to kind of look down on yourself. Like, अच्छा ये तो मुझसे होएगा ही नहीं. Let's say you're trying to quit some habits, or you're trying to take some new habits, or you want to do something, or
you're building a vision for yourself, right?
So you will have evidence कि यार पहले तो काम करा नहीं, अब कैसे काम कर जाएगा. Or you start doing the other way around. You have small wins every day. You have, you go for a walk. You eat healthy. You go to the gym, or you play some sport or the other. You do your work on time, and you have a schedule. Sometimes say no to your friends that नहीं मुझे hang out नहीं करना, I have to go do my thing. You start respecting yourself. You will reach that vision where you look that you think that you.
I agree, and you made such great points there, and one of them is compounding, right? Like, we underestimate. I read this quote which said that we overestimate what we can do in a year and underestimate what we can do in 10 years.
Exactly.
right? And compounding is such a wonderful way to understand that. Like doing small things, we make the task so daunting in the first step. There's like hoga hi nahi.
ये तो मैं तो इतना बड़ा यूट्यूबर बन नहीं सकता, मैं इतना बड़ा कंटेंट क्रिएटर बन नहीं सकता, मैं एक्टर नहीं बन सकता, मैं ये नहीं कर सकता. लाइक I can think 100 more things to put myself down. But it's better that I give myself positive talks. So another thing that I also heard was, what do you think is better? Less negative talk to yourself or more positive talk to yourself?
I think there's negative talk to yourself.
So
What do you think?
So what I think is, जितनी कम नेगेटिव बात हो, चाहे पॉजिटिव नहीं कर रहे अपने साथ, बट जितनी नेगेटिव अपने, इफ नॉट पुटिंग योरसेल्फ डाउन, बिकॉज आई डू दिस, this is one habit that I want to really come over in, let's say 2024 resolution, that I want to talk less about myself in terms of when it comes to negativity. Not saying that मैं ये achieve नहीं कर सकता, but I kind of put myself down in front of others के, you know, let's say I'm not that financially well. Let's say I'm older than you are. ठीक है? Let's say I'm not fit. Like the other person is more fit than me. And I keep मैं अपने आप को थोड़ा सा I take that in the face. But this is something that I'm learning. Consciously I'm learning that I don't want to do this. But it's about negative self-talk is.
And I agree with you, and I think we don't even realize that how much sometimes we unconsciously also does it. Like let's say कुछ गिर गया. Are you dumb? Like to yourself, like you're such an idiot, right? You know that you are a loser. Like this is how you think.
Exactly. Yeah. And फिर उसके बाद if you start to try something new, you will obviously have that mindset.
Have faith in yourself.
Yeah. So subconsciously you have to keep telling yourself that this will work out, even if you don't believe in it, but you'll have to keep telling it. And there'll be times when you start believing in it, and then it will become. That's how manifestation works. So you have to अंधाधुन believe करना पड़ेगा उस पर. ये मत पूछो कैसे होएगा. Don't ask how will I become that, but you just have to kind of picture it कि हो गया. Let's say I want a Porsche, and that is there in my manifestation. Okay. And why only Porsche? Because every day when I walk, I cross these two Porsche standing in a parking lot. And believe me or not, मैं छुपके से ना हमेशा इसको थोड़ा slide करके ना touch करके जाता हूँ. I don't know when it will happen or something it will happen or not, but I always think यार एक दिन तो मैं इसमें बैठा हूँगा. Sure. Every day I get up in the morning, I picture myself holding the steering wheel के होएगा. आगे जाके होए ना वो अलग बात है. I don't know how manifestation.
No, of course. Yeah. That's all we can do. We can show up for our
But मैं imagine करता हूँ कि मैं accelerator दबा रहा हूँ और मैं मेरे को कलर भी पता है कौन सी कलर की है, ब्लैक कलर की है, और उसमें बैठा हूँ अपने दोस्त का बैठा हूँ, हम चिल मार रहे हैं, बस घूम रहे हैं.
You have so many success stories around you, right? Like people, like your friends or your friends of friends. What do you think what do you see? What have you seen as that one common pattern which you think all of them share or has helped them to reach where they are?
I don't think, but first of all, define success for me.
Good question. Thank you for asking me that. I think for me, success genuinely, and I think this is how I see those people also successful, is really doing what they really wanted to do.
Even if you're not happy?
No, what they wanted to do. Oh, okay. You kind of added a twist to it. Dude, I don't know about that. When I say that like success, I mean that people are doing and are happy doing what they want to do. So when I'm saying that you have those success stories around you, I'm assuming that those people are, because they've already chosen an unconventional
I don't know what
way.
people you're talking about, but but I think success is something.
Okay, let's say in the realm of, because you're a content creator, you are surrounded by a lot of content creators yourself who are your friends. So let's say they're successful content creators, right? What do you think that has helped them to reach where they have reached in terms of now doing other than stuff other than content creation? Maybe creating content only at the end of it, but just not like a digital content creator. Most of them have pivoted into acting or are doing collaborations or, like this one step ahead. What do you think, if at all, you have been able to kind of observe any pattern in them, which can help our young audience watching and taking one takeaway? Okay, I want to be a content creator and this is what I'm going to do.
Like there's no common denominator in all the success, probably successful content creators around me or whatever. But
like successful लोग का एक pattern होता है, right? जो
Wo pattern is very simple.
Consistency.
That is consistency. That is being consistent, and so you have to have like a balance. So let's say if you're talking about only content creation right now, you have to have good quality videos
What do you mean by good quality?
which your audience understands, which your audience resonates and likes and has, you have good engagement on it, and that is, let's say, good quality video, which you are first of all you believe in it, you are proud of it, and then your audience also believes in it, and they also they connect with it.
Sure.
That is quality. Now that quality has to come in quantity as well, where you have to make a balance. That mujhe, let's say, if you mark the game, if you have figured out कि क्वालिटी कंटेंट भी बन रहा है और मैं रोज भी डाल रहा हूँ, दैट इज द स्वीट स्पॉट टू बी इन, राइट? यू मेकिंग गुड कंटेंट एंड दैट इज हैपनिंग एवरी डे. But what happens with quality also sometimes is when you look for quality, then your quantity kind of goes down. Like let's say, if I have 10 ideas in a month, I might not have 30 ideas a month, right? Every idea can't be the same. So there'll be probably, let's say, 50% of the ideas that might be okay, and उसमें से कई अच्छे भी ना हो.
What do you think works? Do you think if you have to choose between the two, what would you rather do? Would you rather produce video regardless every day and not fret over like how good the idea is?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I think I would go for I would like to hit the sweet spot. That's
Of course. That's the goal.
That's the goal, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I rather not put anything than put like a
because there are two school of thoughts on that. Like, I also struggle with this. Like, I also don't want to post every day because I feel like it has to be meaningful.
Yeah.
But then I feel like algorithm also doesn't works a certain way if you constantly feed it, and that's how you increase your reach. So
I'll change your thinking today. So I mean, I might not, but
no, I'm happy to hear it. Yeah.
I saw like a 3-hour podcast on creativity. I'm forgetting the names. I'll send you that. Like I said, I'm very bad with it. Creativity block that comes in every creative person, right?
Sure.
That is the process.
Sure.
That is something that you need to.
Right.
But usme bhi he said that you need to still keep working in it. Let's say for me, if I'm working in it, that means I keep writing my ideas.
Yeah.
Like whatever I've done in the past 2 years, I write everything first and then we shoot it. It's not like I go to the set and we start just shooting it impromptu, because this has to be a little bit of script and whatever. So he said, even if you're in your low and creative block, jo bhi hai, don't stop your work. Keep writing, even if it's bad. But don't, like, if you don't feel like posting it, then something else. But keep writing. And what will happen is your process will have a cycle, keep going on, and then there'll be time when you start making progress out of that content only, not posting it anywhere, but you making content, and then you find something that you're really proud of. So anything that you make, this is for like any work, any person, and for you as well. Like if you are thinking of something, you're gonna make this video, and you have two mindset, ke karu ya na karu. First of all, you have to be proud of itself. Like, make that content only for yourself.
Really?
Yeah. If you are taking the route where you are saying कि मुझे इतने likes मिलेंगे, इतनी engagement मिलेगी, इतना content मुझे इतना push मिलेगा, whatever, then you're in the wrong ball game altogether. I mean, they did a deep dive in it, and I just subconsciously heard it, but मुझे समझ आया उसमें was beyond, where he said that if you want your audience to find you now, you have to
find yourself first.
Yeah.
So what my takeaway from your conversation is that I definitely agree that you can't do it for the likes and the follows and all of that. Like, the purpose for me to start this podcast was mission. It's just a mission-led podcast. The name itself talks about blessing and breaking. So बहुत ही simple mission है इसका, to have one less lonely person. That's it. That's the only mission, and that can happen now with array of conversations with people. Like, every human on this planet has gone through something, right? But of course, and at the same point of time, talking to people who've made something out of it, right? Because in your breaking only you find your blessing. And now that we're talking about it, about that, Zorawar, my podcast is called Blessing in Breaking.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask you is, which I ask every guest on my podcast, what was that moment of breaking for you, your biggest moment of breaking, where, life was just going through something and it was darkness, but you find your blessing, and I would love to hear that.
So I think my biggest breaking was recent only, and I think a lot of people, everyone knows about it. That I just recently went through a separation slash divorce, right? And both of us went through this. I mean, both the partners. But the only thing is that you have to come out of it the way you vision yourself to be out of it. Like it's a little bit of confusing, but how do I say? How do I say this? So yeah, I mean, so when you're in a dark space, you are vulnerable. I've said this in one of my posts as well. When you're vulnerable, you can now listen to a lot of people around you, and whatever they say, you will believe because you are in a sweet spot where अभी कोई भी information आपके दिमाग में डाल देंगे, so it'll kind of make you or break you, whatever, right? I understood कि अगर मैं अब इस time पे I start listening to negative things, if I start, because I've been in these kind of similar situations, breakups or let's say hard time before as well. It's something that I've learned throughout my tenure of my life, right? So if I listen to anything that is negative, मैं वो believe कर लूँगा, right? अगर if you say me, if you tell me that you know that this is not gonna work out or this is gonna happen, I will believe that because I'm in a vulnerable situation. मेरा decision making skills अभी haywire पे है, like it's like fucked up right now.
Sure.
But on the contrary, if you come and tell me, Joe, this is gonna work out, and you know you're gonna get out of this, and you know you'll be a better person out of this, you'll start having a better lifestyle, and वो vulnerability में if I start listening to that, it will program me in that way. This is what I learned. कि तुम vulnerable हो, being vulnerable is a good place to be in, to be honest. Take it as a blessing only. That is in your control. You want to listen and watch something that is gonna uplift you, or something that is gonna give you in that dark hole even deeper. So that is about it. Now going that dark hole is very easy. That's the easiest way to be in. Because तुम्हें प्यार मिलेगा, sympathy मिलेगी, probably खाना भी bed में ही मिल जाएगा, you know, you can be in that dark space. But like I said before, no one's gonna come and save you until you save yourself. So अगर वो dark space में हो, ठीक है, process कर लो, take your time, but know this, you have to get out of this. You can't stay like that throughout your life. Once you're out of it, then start listening to good things. I'll to suggest that let's say you're in any situation in your life. I have this one file of 7-8 minutes that I've compiled different podcasts. Let's say 10 seconds, मुझे इसके चले गए 10 seconds चले गए. And I made it a file, and it's called Uplift. I've shared it with my friends as well. Anyone who went through, let's say, anything, one of my friends went through a breakup, मैंने उसको भी भेजा, मैंने कहा सुन ले अगर maybe it might help you. I sent to one of my, like I sent to a couple of people, and in fact my dad as well. My dad, I sent it to my dad as well. He was not feeling fine. I was like, Papa, give it a listen if you like it good enough. You know, if it even helps one other person, I'll happy to share it.
Of course.
And if you want, I can share it with you.
I will. I'm gonna hit you up.
So nothing. It's just positive affirmations. And I know they can be absurd for anyone. But मैं believe कर लेता हूँ उसमें. यार अगर मैं vulnerable हूँ और मैं अगर you know how do you say this किसी की बातों में आ जाता है क्या बोलते हैं?
Gullible.
If you're gullible, I know I'm a gullible person. ठीक है, अब मुझे पता लग गया, अब मैं gullible हूँ तो मैं इसका फायदा उठा सकता हूँ. How? Should I listen to people who are saying कि जोर तेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा? Or should I start listening to people कि जोर तेरे से हो जाएगा? So gullibility is good. अब तुम उसके advantage उसको.
Make your weakness a strength.
So it was like that, and मैंने वो सिर्फ positive affirmation सुनी है. If you look at my Spotify, probably one of the most played is positive affirmation. I go to the gym, listen to that. I have my process. I get up in the morning, do my manifestation, listen to that 7-8 minute uplift again, and it's nothing pure basic. Though it's not even saying zor, it's just saying that you know you start believing in yourself. It'll happen.
Oh, so you've recorded it yourself?
No.
Okay, just taken clips from different
podcast.
Compile it together. Gave it a little bit of background music, थोड़ा inspirational type का, like interstellar type of music. Nice.
And it just whenever I feel down, I just listen.
You made healing fun.
I said I'll put my process in it because editing करनी आती मैंने करा है और मैंने बना के इसको कर दिया. So anyone who's going through a bad time, take it as a blessing. And learn from it and move on. I mean, it's very easy. Like I said, I don't look forward to be in bad situations or let's say low moments in my life.
Yeah.
But I'm not afraid of them, to be honest. If they come,
Yeah.
I know that I will learn something out of it and
Yeah.
be a stronger person.
Yeah.
एंड ये मुझे बहुत लेट समझ आया. मुझे आई थिंक सब पहले तो समझ नहीं आता था. व्हाटएवर डजंट किल यू मेक्स यू स्ट्रॉन्गर. सो मुझे सीरियसली समझ नहीं आता था कि ऐसे कि क्या कहानी वैसे क्या बोल रहा
And gives you a nice sense of humor.
है. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does. So it doesn't, whatever the,
No, 100% man like, and thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate it. I really do. And I think everybody listening in, if they can take this away, I think whatever little they can take away from this conversation is just that no one is coming, and do give those affirmations to yourself. Yeah, and give those affirmations. I see affirmations are stupid if they are just affirmations and you're not acting upon them. But maybe there's a phase of everything in life, right? Grieving is also a phase. So if you just want to give affirmations and don't want to do anything about it, but you feel better, man, who the fuck cares? Just do that, right? And also, if you want to cry. It doesn't matter, right? It's a cathartic.
Before we wrap this up, are we wrapping?
No, we're not.
Okay. I have cried in my gym during my workouts. Like I was working out in the middle, I just felt like I'm feeling something that is happening inside me. I went to the loo, cried my balls out. Not literally, but cried like for good 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Came back and did my workout and went back home. So it is an emotion. Take it as emotion. It's not a sadness. It's not a feeling.
Also, किसको दिखाना है कि तुम रोते हो, किसको दिखाना है कि तुम नहीं रोते हो.
Exactly.
किसको दिखाना है ये?
Yeah,
You have to just get better and move on. But you have to move on.
And it is an emotion. Take it as an emotion that it will come. And trust me, when I cried, जब मैं जाके अपना जब थोड़ा outburst निकाला, no one got to know. But I felt better. I felt light. I was like, fuck yeah. And I was smiling after that. Like, fuck this. Let's get back to the lifting. And I did that again, lifting kari, came back home.
Yeah.
It was all gone. And it has happened a couple of times. It is something that I've accepted it. ये process है, bro. Happiness is also a process. Yeah. Everything will come and go. You just have to experience that.
Humans have, I don't know, somewhere close to 58 fragmented parts of themselves. Mm-hmm. So there are 58 fragmented parts of ourselves. Uh-huh. And it's not that for part, it comes like, okay, during February or like during July, like those parts are there. They just come and go and come and go. And they are constantly, we are made of those parts all in one. Yeah. So we live all those parts all in one. Yeah. And I think the moment we understand that and we just see pain as just an opening, like seeing that breaking as an opening for the light to enter, like as Rumi says, the wound is where the light enters. It is just beautiful because you have to have a wound for light to enter. And the person you become after that, after going through that. And I also agree with what you said, Zorawar. And it's so important that people listening in understand that when you go through shit in life, sometimes there are two ways people can go, right? One thing is that, okay, like the bad way, right? And the bad way could mean anything for anybody. You can just spend time binge watching and whatever, and sex and drugs and hookup and whatever. If it helps you, sure. Mm-hmm. But do understand that you're not getting better through that. The other way is then really, accepting it, that this has happened, go through the pain, because then you'll be done with it. Yeah. Right? Healing is forever. So we are always becoming a better version of ourselves every day, but go through what you are going through and then choose self-improvement. Yeah. And all you can do every day is just become a better version of yourself. I don't think there's anything else we can do.
Yes, sad रहना I think easy है.
Actually.
I think it's laziness.
Yeah.
कि sad तो रह सकते हो यार, बेड पे लेटना ही तो है, खाना तो खाना है, बस यही तो करना है.
And victimhood is comfort. It's a lot of comfort to be, because you have anyway accepted your life like this, and you think that हाँ मेरे साथ तो ऐसे ही होता है, And
like, I might be like question कि sad रहना easy है. I mean, please, try to control it in whatever way you can. I'm not saying sad रहना easy है. It is tough and it is hard on any human being, but it is the easier option. Harder choices now, you'll have an easier life.
Yeah.
So
self-work is the hardest.
If sitting in one room and just crying throughout your whatever bad has happened with you, that is one option. The other is to get up, go take a walk for 1 hour, or go, read a book, or go out and sit in the sun.
Also, it's a very lonely process. I think what a lot of people don't understand. It's lonelier to do the hard work, Zorawar, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like I said, when my friends used to say, "Zor, are we meeting this evening? Chill kar rahe ki nahi kar rahe?" And I was like, "No, I'm going to the gym."
Yeah.
I'm alone over there. These guys are all sitting together.
And I saw you saying this in this podcast, and I so agree with you. People like, हाँ, कोई मजा नहीं आता gym जाके.
मुझे तो नहीं आता.
I don't like going to the gym, and I say this to everyone. Like, I hate going to the gym. I wish I rather don't go to the gym. But I know that whatever I want, the life I want to create, like I see it going to the gym as a frontline defense.
Yeah.
I have to take care of life.
Yeah.
It just give me. It doesn't mean that life doesn't give me the shitstorm it gives me, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's just not for everyone. But it just gives you that frontline defense.
So going to the gym, finishing a workout, let me put it easier way. A win is a win.
Win is a win.
Small win, like win of the day
Yeah.
will obviously keep you in a positive mindset and
And you respect yourself more.
Yeah, and contraction of muscle and those eccentric movements.
Yeah, and these are real biological good things to dopamine and all of serotonin to flow in your body. And I mean, scientifically, this is good for you, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
So we have it there. So we've covered up science. We've covered up.
We've covered a blessing. We've covered a breaking. So Zorawar, now that we are wrapping up, you're now single. Are you ready to mingle? Are the young ladies out there listening in? What can you take away from this conversation?
So first of all, I've been out of the game since like 11, 12 years. I don't know how the game is played. Not on dating apps at all. I think when I started dating, the dating apps didn't exist that time. Or they were just
starting.
They were just coming in.
Yeah.
So I don't know how the game is played. उसके अलावा
Don't play the game, man.
No, I don't want to play the game. Okay, no, I mean, to be honest, I just like right now I just came out of a 11-year-old relationship and I just want me to be happy and have fun, and that is the agenda right now. ठीक है, dating आए या नहीं आए वो अलग बात है.
But are you open to date?
I mean, on paper, yes. Like technically, so I am allowed to date now.
No, that's a fair answer.
Yeah, I mean, I am allowed to date, but I'm not kind of like I seriously have no expectations because मैं इतना डर गया हूँ क्योंकि मुझे आसपास लोगों ने इतनी चीजें बोल दी हैं कि आजकल तो डेटिंग खराब हो गई है.
Hard.
I'm sure you would know better. Or
I don't know better, just like you. Like dating app is a conversation which I don't understand myself, and definitely.
No, I'm saying not dating apps only, but dating life. Dating
Yeah,
the
I mean, whatever I hear from people around me is horrifying.
Huh?
It's horrifying, and I'm just like, okay, I think a safer maybe way to do if anybody who wants to pursue that is maybe just meeting people then.
And I'm scared to even reply to DMs when boys and girls both message me daddy. Boys को तो तब भी मैं handle कर लेता हूँ. Like I'm little scared here. I don't want to kind of.
Do you get these funny DMs in your yeah.
तो मजा आता है जब कोई when people call me.
No potential there.
No, I'm straight, so I don't.
No, with the girls.
With the girls, I'm just scared. Like
I understand.
I'll tell you what.
I understand.
I'm just scared that someone can take advantage of me being, friendly, and I don't want to do that. So I rather meet someone who is like in front of me and we talk and have like a genuine friendship.
Right.
I don't know, maybe down the line I might come into dating apps, but abhi to koi plan nahi.
Well, I send a lot of blessings your way as you navigate your dating life in this crazy
Just
dating
tell me
world.
how to maneuver through the dating app.
I'll tell you when I find out. I'll share the tips when I find out. But Zorawar, thank you so much for coming on the show today, and thank you so much for your generous time. It has been a ball. I had a blast. I haven't laughed this much. So much. Like my cheeks are hurting. So thank you so much for being so vulnerable.
So is this the best episode of your whole podcast? Yes, it is. Right? I think even the ladies agree with us. So yes.
I know I had the most fun today. So yes.
A win is a win.
All right, Zorawar. Well, it was lovely having you.
Likewise.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, before you all go, I want to thank all of you for watching and listening in today. I really hope the discussion today helps you in your daily life, in your relationships, and all the different roles you play every day. Thank you so much again for being part of the Blessing and Breaking community. Please follow us and subscribe to us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. The handle name is Blessing and Breaking. Thank you so much.